Hello, beautiful people. I have a gist for you. But before you enter the courtroom, please switch off your phone or you silence it. Please don't let your phone ring out in the courtroom during the court session. It amounts to contempt. It is called contempt in the face of the court, contempt in fascicularia. When I mean contempt, I mean an offense in the face of the court, inside the court. So, and if it happens, if your phone rings out in the courtroom, the court can order that your phone be seized, or the court can even detain you inside the courtroom until when the court rises, that is when it finishes the business of the day. Or the court can even ask you to leave the courtroom. So back to today's gist. While I was sitting waiting for my matter to be called up, a matter before mine was already going on. It was a cross-examination this time. So a man, one of the litigants, his phone rang, and it rang out so loudly. And while he was battling with the volume of the phone to bring it down, and also trying to find himself outside the courtroom to answer his call, the court was so distracted. And the judge scolded him and asked him to leave the courtroom and not come back until the time for his own matter, until we get to the time for his own matter. So as he was leaving, one other litigant inside the courtroom, seeing what the other person has passed through and wouldn't want to go through the same thing, remembered that his phone was not silenced. You know this China phone that if you want to switch it off, it will shout. So he didn't know. Out of fear, he brought out his phone to switch it off, and the phone shouted. You know that loud shout that it will shout before it goes off. And honestly, the distraction was very horrible. The court was furious. The judge, was very furious. So he asked the man to be sent out of the courtroom. And he also seized, this time he seized his phone. It was so funny. And I was like, imagine trying to be law-abiding. You didn't know that you are committing, that is led you to commit an offense, a more serious offense than the one you were trying to avoid. So please, before you enter the courtroom, switch your phone or silence it. Like me, I know I am, as a lawyer, I visit the court very often. My phone is perpetually on silent. So to avoid things like this, so switch off your phone.